Okay, so we're back with our butter chicken. I've let the chicken marinate for about 30 minutes. And to this, I'm just adding, melting down about a tablespoon of butter. And yeah, this is taking longer than I thought it was going to. So after that's melted, we'll start cooking our chicken. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and add our chicken. And we're gonna make sure we get it nice and browned. We will be cooking this a second time, so you don't have to make sure it's like cooked all the way through. Here, sweetie, can you put that in the sink for mommy?
Of course.
Thank you. Okay, so we're just gonna let this brown. Smells really good. Hardest part of letting chicken cook is to not touch it while it's browning on one side. Okay, now I think we're good to flip it. Or not. See, I didn't wait long enough. I don't know if it's because we're recording or what, but this feels like it's taking so much longer than normal. Can you get me a plate so I can put this on the side when I'm done? I know it looks kind of gross, but I promise it tastes amazing. mentioned this in the other video that we're making this week about naan, but my grandma is from Trinidad, and she taught me how to make Trini curry, which curry is pretty much curry. So this is not traditional Trinidadian curry. My 5-year-old doesn't really like it that much, and neither does my husband, honestly. He's not the biggest fan. He'll eat it, but anyways, so I taught myself. My grandma taught me how to make curry, but I branched out from there and learned about more Indian type recipes. And we've really grown to love butter chicken. So that's what we make, and we eat it about once a week. So thought we'd film our weekly dinner. This is really, honestly, really simple for anybody that's wanting to like branch out and try different things. Try cooking something new. And it's relatively inexpensive because, like I said, I use chicken thighs. I mean, sometimes I use chicken breast depending on what I have on hand, but we found that chicken thighs are typically cheaper and we like the taste of it. So I'm just going to let this brown a little bit more. It looks about done, but I just want to make sure it's done enough. Like I said, we're going to cook it again when it's stewing later in the sauce, but we want to make sure that we have it somewhat cooked through. We'll finish it off in the sauce later. It was really interesting. We'd always known, you know, my grandma was mostly Indian and African. I know I look really, really white. But we did the Ancestry DNA, and I'm actually over a third Indian, according to my DNA. It's really interesting how genes work, what beats everything out. I always like doing those Punnett squares in biology. It was interesting, but I don't think that's like fully accurate. Okay, so for right now, we're going to take this and we're going to set it on the side. And it's just going to chill out there while we make the gravy. There's a lady on TikTok who makes butter chicken, and she makes so many people mad when she calls it gravy. But I really like her account. I'll try and figure out what her name is, because a lot of this is inspired by how she cooks it. She taught me some new things. Okay. And the good news is we don't have to clean the pan or anything like that. We just get our diced red onion and just... Nice. And we get our diced red onion and we just plop it right in there. And I'm gonna use the garlic press to put some garlic in there as well. And you don't have to be too worried about how diced it is. Like, we're going to put this in a blender here in a little bit. Make it all nice and smooth. And one more. Okay. And to this, we will be adding some ginger. I'm just adding about a teaspoon of everything. Some cumin. Some Kashmiri chili powder. Some paprika. And garam masala. I just take a couple of pinches and add that. I got this nice thing off of Amazon actually because I knew we were going to make it a lot. I'm going to stir that in. And I actually forgot a couple of ingredients. I forgot the coriander. The cardamom. And a little bit of cinnamon. Just a little touch. It all smells so good. Alright. And when that's all mixed together, I'm going to add a little bit more garam masala. Alright. Now that the onions and garlic are nice and soft and we got our spices in, I'm going to add some carrots. Don't tell my dad and don't tell my 5-year-old. It's a good way to get some extra veggies in. And it adds a little bit of sweetness to your sauce. I really like these carrot chips. They're cheaper than baby carrots, which I find interesting. And you don't have to cut them or anything, you just break them up with your hands. Like I said, we just blend everything in the sauce. It's all good. Doesn't have to be exact, doesn't have to be perfect. But adds a little bit more veggies to our meal. And those will cook down. These carrots get soft really quickly, thankfully, because of how thin they are. And honestly, they just make it taste good. Alrighty, and then, so after we add some carrots, I'm going to go ahead and add some diced tomatoes. Okay, so we've let it simmer for a while now, and everything seems to be well married together, and the carrots are soft enough to go in the blender. So we're going to add everything in. Yes, my blender is chipped because it's a really cheap piece of doo-doo blender. I used to have a Ninja. I got a Ninja as a wedding present, and it was wonderful. And then my husband dropped it on the floor, and it broke into a million pieces, and so now we have our unfun, unflattering, broken Black & Decker blender. But you know what? It does the job, so I can't complain too much. I do miss my Ninja, though. It did a good job. Okay. Almost all in. Trying not to make too much of a mess. With me, it's pretty much inevitable, but I try to reduce it as much as I can. Ugh. It's hard to get it all in. It just doesn't wanna go. Do, 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 do. I don't want any chunks in it. I don't know. And like I said, recording everything somehow makes it seem like it takes so much longer. I swear when I make this normally, I'm already well done. And there's the mess. Okay. Just gonna pop it in here, put the lid on, and we'll put it on high. Whoa. Okay, I think that's pretty smooth now. What? Oh. Nice and smooth and still bubbly hot. The camera's probably getting all steamy now. If only you could smell this. Because it smells amazing, doesn't it? They know you're there. You can say words. Try to get as much out as I can. So now that it's all nice and blended smooth, we added it back to the pan. Turn the heat up a little. And we're gonna add our chicken back in to finish cooking. Get all the juices in there too, because you want that flavoring. And we're just gonna let this simmer for another few minutes, and then we will add some cream to it and we will be done. Okay, so the chicken is fully cooked through. Everything has simmered. Smells amazing. We're just gonna add a little bit of heavy whipping cream. I say a little bit. I'd say that was probably about 1/4 cup. I just do what my heart tells me to. Just mix it in. And it's so creamy, it's so good. And once that's all ready, then you are ready to serve it. We serve our butter chicken alongside some naan and some rice. And that's a very filling dinner, and my 5-year-old loves it, and my husband loves it, and I really love it. It's my favorite meal that we make each week. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed watching and maybe learned something, and we'll see you next time.